missing mise kude tan yot na malagan FC ato tanaya patamekan tan nanamu kame puse yola masih sebab kada
Jangan batu linking masih yang seperti itu di sana doang dicacingan terus kasih masuk kotor yang terkadang tangan atas terkadang sampai kuburan lewat tiga masih jadi kaki lagi dua kita di rumah dua depan dua bukan takut cuma tu pakai dua kadang kalau masuk sampai ini dia mengeras yang dengan
पंछी बना के यारो हमने उम्मीदा रखिया मैंने हारना नहीं है चाहे कुछ भी करे दुनिया.
Education is the key, or education is the foundation of development, any kind of development of any sector. Lingshed area contains the 7-8 villages like Lingshed and Dibling, and then Jingchen, Crusade, Yulchung, Nerax, Kimbata, Kongma. These villages are very backward in all sectors, very remote and situated in a very high altitude. From here, the headquarters of the Leh city, it is about 226 kilometers distance. During the winter time, and this area remains kind of almost 5 months because of snow. People have to walk if they have some purpose to the lake, and then they have to walk on the frozen river, which is very dangerous sometimes. Why it remains undeveloped? I feel because of education. Previous generation, they did not get good education. The 25 years back, there was actually the school in Lingshed area, but problem was there. The school almost remained open 1 month, 2 months during the whole year, and then rest of the months it remains closed. So all this area, there is no educated person that time. And then 2003 or 4, people of this area have a meeting about the education. People discuss about then how we can improve the schools, how we can strengthen the schools for the education of the children in this area. We need to centralize the school. All the people agreed, and then we submit to the application or public demand to the concerned authorities of the government, education department. Then we organize centralized schools. That time, one problem we had, the day scholar is not possible, only the possible for the Lingshed villages, but other villages not possible because it is far away from the Lingshed. It takes also 1 day walking distance. So then we discuss with all the parents and people to develop the school, to strengthen the school, to improve the school education. So then what we did, we organize local food, and then other utensils, the kitchen utensils and firewood, all is collected for the people.
पानी गर्म करता है.
कितने मिनट लगेगा?
1 घंटा लगेगा.
छोटा वाला बर्तन में गर्म करेगा तो 2 घंटे में और बड़ा वाला तो 4-5 घंटे.
Then we run this residential hostel. If you run the centralized hostel, residential hostel, then we have a different challenge there. One thing is how to manage the food for the children, and then who will cook, and then how to select, and from where we get the money, or diet charges, food charges, all these things. And then in the hostel there are small children, 4 years old, 5 years old, so they have to take care of this. For this purpose, what we will do, and then we have to look for this foster mother for who takes care of the small children, to washing their clothes and uniforms, and then prepare the getting school and all these things. If they get some physical problems and illness and all these things, then how to look for them, who will look for them. Then we have all these challenges are there. So this challenge also we have managed it, and then only government cannot do all these things. Extraordinary support, cooperative collaboration from other sides is required. So that what we had now also. Really we are appreciate, and we are really gratitude for all this who support from different sides, different directions. Because of those NGOs and outside of the supporters, this school or residential hostel is going up, strengthening, improving or developing.
यहाँ से बहुत दूर है।
Residential schools. In these schools, we have students from Dribling, we have students from Jingchan, we have students from Crusade, and we have students from Gogma, we have students from Stumpata, and we have students from Yulchung, and we have students from Nyerax. Mostly the teachers are from this area. Governments give accommodations, government give food to the students, government gives free educations, government gives teachers, government gives everything. At the moment we have higher standards residential. For higher secondary, it needs lots of furnitures like laboratory, so many equipment is important to transport here. It is difficult. Many different subject teachers need, for example, science teachers, mathematics teachers. Many teachers are not ready to come here because of far-flung area. So from this area we have not enough teachers to run the school. After 8 years school, then they go to Khalsa. There is also residential hostel. It is also from government up to 12th standard at Khalsa.
Now you see the Friends of Lingshed for a long time, 15-20 years back, they were cooperating, working for the education in this Transingila area. They are thinking how to develop the education. Even they could open the private school, but private school is not successful for a long time. I'm thinking because we have, if the private school, then we have to depend on fully depend on the sponsor, fully depend on other things, and when it collapses, then what will happen for the children on the future? So the Friends of Lingshed situation was, their decision was there, we will cooperate and do in collaboration with the government school to support the government school. So even these NGOs will be collapsed, and then government school is already there.
Education is very important for our country.
People are saying then you will get a good education in the private school and you did not get the education, the standard education in government school. But I'm thinking this is also depends on the students also. If the student is really enthusiastic, really interested to study, she or he also become a great or then educated person, then high concern authorities person she or he can become. If the children or they are not interested, even they send to the America, they cannot become a great educated person.
For further studies, we needed a lot of money because our parents are illiterate and they have no much income on the basis of the scholarship provided by the Friends of Lingshed. I could complete my graduations from Jammu University only because of this sponsorship of Friends of Lingshed. We could pursue higher education, we could complete our dreams just because of their support, and I would like to say thanks to all the memberships of Friends of Lingshed because we not only me, there are hundreds of students who are pursuing pursue higher education just because of them. It's a chain link. Just because of the Friends of Lingshed paid me, I could become a teacher, and just after that I could support my younger brothers and sisters, and I am happy because maybe I could complete their dreams about the education. So all this is not because of me, it is just happening just because of the Friends of Lingshed, and thank you. Differences in teaching to the peoples of rural and the students of urban areas, because in urban areas there is a lots of competition between the students of different schools, but here it is only one school, so there is a little bit competition between among the students. And another reason is there is a little bit lack of social media like TVs, tablets and computer, etc. Newspaper is not available, magazine is not available here. And another main reason is parents are illiterate and they don't know much about the importance of education, so they do not pay much attention to their students about the education. But in rural areas, they insist they are rich children, and in the evening and morning they teach their students and consult their books and notebooks whether they are doing it or not. But here, parents are illiterate, and all the teachers are there to support them in terms of education.
In a city, more technologies are there. That exposure is also on the one side is advantage, one side is disadvantage also. So that is depends on user also. Now in the less city, students and children are not studying properly, not coming in the school properly. They are using alcohol and smoking, all these things, and because they have a lot of facilities here. For example, mobile is there. The mobile is also important, but that is depends on user how to use it, for what purpose will use it. Internets are there, for what purpose will use it. So how to use it. So if I use these things, and it will be benefit for me or not. In terms of these things, then I'm thinking in the rural education is also good, because then in rural all these things and other exposure thing is not there. In the urban cities and very developed cities, in the children are also, but their minds and all these things are very active. And on the other side is we can also find all these kinds of problems in that. In the education system, moral education is very important. When they have a moral education in their life, so they know how to develop and how to progress, how to organize all these things in their own life.
Déjeuner.
We are select as the RET teachers, as a Robert Lim teacher. It's a new scheme from the government. So RET teacher is, we have to stay 5 years, not as a permanent teachers. So government only paying up 2,000 per month. After complete the 5 years, the head of the school have to send a report of 5 years what she or he does. Is it good in the education, improving the children? So the government, thereafter they checks what happening in the 5 years. Is it improving the school? Is it improving their teaching? It is improving the student role in the school. So thereafter we make regular teachers, and after 5 years complete, they give us more pay.
हम बच्चे पढ़ते थे तो उस वक्त एक्टिविटीज करता था। इस ज़माने में अभी जज हुआ है। इसके बाद आ गया आजकल चल रहा है वहाँ पे सारे
As a councillor, I open 2-3 primary school. If you open a primary school, 2-3 advantages are there. One thing is open the school, and then second thing is those who are educated from this area, she or he will get a job from the government. We need the manpower. Manpower means educated person. Educated person should be from this area, and she or he may be more interested to give education service to this area people or this area children.
Working in education department as zonal resource person. We are coming here to just supervise the academic side of the school. We observe the academic level of the school, and it becomes satisfactory. Yes, just few students or few classes are a little bit poor. Then we advise the teachers to improve the standard of the poor student by giving individual attention to the student. And also we just talking with the village education committee and the numbers of the village teachers and headmasters and the students also about the improvement of school in future, regarding infrastructure of the school, the running of hostel, the food. Now some are lacking here, that is classrooms. So I want to give report to the higher authorities. We will try to give the compound walling, 3 additional room for the students, and time to time supervision is also important for the school. So the education standard will be improved. The education department should visit twice or thrice in a year. Infrastructure and everything is good here. The government is giving more facilities to the rural areas, so it can be improved in short time. That is depend on the teaching staff.
What we should be, how to develop. For a long time, we cannot depend on this other supports. We cannot depend on others people. So all these people have to realize and understand to make sustainable development for the future next generation. This is important. Those who are also supporting even for the education, even for the medical health system, even for other developments. So they're helping, they are supporting to make sustainable development. Those in the future they can sustain, they can stand on their own legs, not depend on others. So this is important. Well, we need to keep in our mind. In terms of this educated people are also motivating and encouraging and also giving guidance, instruction to the people of this area. So all this, those who are supported from outside, like Friends of Lingshed, Tibetan Development Foundation, Belgium, the Ladakh partners, and then American Himalayan Foundation, then another small supporters. They're also helping for the education. So on behalf of all this area people to really appreciate, thanks for their kind, generous work.
lama bनेगा 80 साल पूजा होता बच्ची होती है क्या करें स्कूल में
क्यों
पहले स्कूल नहीं है उधर
नहीं था
ना अभी स्कूल है तो कितना साल हो गया 30 साल में
नहीं था पहले
अभयप्रदा मणिगणै नाना
मर्दी पहले ये पूरा लामा बाने का है स्कूल नहीं है पहले लामा बाने का खाना नहीं है काम हो गया ना गाँव में
Time is changing, so we can change. It's not important to stay as before. Not saying it's tradition. We should preserve it. Not to say like that. We should think and we should research. We should test. Is it necessary or not? If is it not necessary, then we can leave it.
अभी भी ऐसे होता है अभी थोड़ा सा स्कूल में जाने के लिए थोड़ा पसंद है
गोप्पा में नहीं बेचता है
कम बेचता है
तो
अभी आदत स्कूल में बेच देने की आदत पर थोड़ा कम है
अगर छोटा लामा नहीं बनाएंगे फिर
गुम्पा खाली हो जाएगा ना
हाँ
उसके लिए तो फिर थोड़ा सा भेजना पड़ेगा नहीं तो फिर गुम्पा खाली हो जाएगा तो
लेकिन गोम्पा का जिंदगी जरूरी है मतलब
फिर गांव में वो somebody died that need puja and somebody married that need monk important monk जरूरी है ना
Parents, they flow with improvement of technologies. So they want a good job for their children. So they send most of the children to modern schools. And if children make monks, then it's difficult to fulfill their wish. Buddha said, if there is Buddhism, it should depend on monks. If the children they don't like to become monk, it's a little bit difficult. More important is we preserve the tradition of Buddhist tradition going continuously. It's good for preserve our Buddhist tradition in this village. This monastery there is not so much studying about Buddhist philosophy. Actually, monks have to study the Buddha Dharma. We should know the meanings of the text Buddha wrote. We should make research. We should study, not just to only keep in the temple for just make prayers. Young monks, they study practicing that how to study with dialectical. When I was 10th, I joined monastic school. In Buddhist philosophy, there is 5 subjects, which is logic, perfection. Perfection means prajapramita. Middle way. And Vinaya. And Abhidharma. studied modern education in monastic school. I studied English, Tibetan grammar, and mathematics. I think it's important to study Buddhist philosophy and modern education. We should understand the different situation for solve problems. So for that we should give good education for children, students, for monks also. It's important to study, I think, for getting good life. Because of the teachings of the historian everywhere, the village they take more interest in study the Buddhism. Here in Lingshed, whole villagers gather for teaching 3 times in a month. In school, they also invite geishas and other Buddhist scholars for get knowledge of Buddhism. So I think we should go continuously. It is way of getting improvement in future. Monks here, I don't think so they are using mobile phone and those for getting improvement of education. Just for fun, they love using technologies like mobile phone, like television. If they make it continuously with funny, then it can be spoiled their life. So if they using the right way, it's good. You can get many knowledge, many education with using modern technologies. It's difficult for them to use the technology in the right way. So I think it get problem to them. So we believe in reincarnation, next life, and karma. So we have to make our life fruitful and meaningful, which is not thinking only for this life, thinking for next life and another life. Of course, thinking have to think all sentient things.
Я не сучила.